Yeah, I'm not gonna come here all the time to sit around and talk about just what's happening in a game or just the outcome of a game or tactical issues and transfers. I think there are other things that happen within the field of play that really need to like talked about. There was an incident on Friday during the game between Liverpool and Bournemouth. We all know how the game ended, but there was a spectacular incident that happened that wasn't really good. We know how things tempers rise and things happens during the games, especially when everything is getting heated up, and we saw how Anton Semenya, uh, um, a player for Bournemouth, was racially abused by a Liverpool fan. He didn't go right well, but I think Samaya was able to keep his cool and he drew the attention of the referee to the situation. And we are looking, and the question is, what is the need to racially abuse an individual in the course of a game? In a game where your team was already ahead by 2 goals, and you did that, and you'll be asking, there are several factors. This issue relating to racism and all comes from issues related to prejudice and stereotypes, and especially in football, it's what we call realistic conflict in terms of in the social science domain, because a realistic conflict is when there's a tussle or a toggle between two individuals or group in trying to attain one single available goal. And that's what we see in football, because your team want to win, my team want to win. And this kind of like create an atmosphere or a situation where there will be agitation, there will be cursing, there will be all manners of things happening within the whole arena, banters, dissing, name it. But the thing is that, do you have self control over yourself not to go over the line in trying to do things or trying to insult people with certain specific in terms of their race, ethnicity, and so on? Can we really, have this measure of control over ourselves by not saying things that are hurtful to people because we think, oh, we are enjoying the game of football? It's appalling, honestly. And I love what the management of Liverpool did in that game. The moment Antosamaya drew the attention of the referee to the situation, it was completely taken care of. The guy was expelled from the stadium. And come to think of it, this was an individual who was he himself has some kind of disability, and you're wondering that somehow I think people should be well cautioned or be well behaved, regardless of your physicality and so on. It is a demand on every individual to elicit the appropriate behavior within a system, as when expected or as at when due. There's no other way to it. You know, racism, stereotypes, prejudice are all mental, are all pictures in the head. Because, and when you have that picture in your head, you are more likely to react or to behave in that based on that mental picture you have. But the ability for you to control, to be self-controlled, to hold back, not to elicit such kind of, bad behavior is what makes you a better individual, because we all have this thing in us, not just racism. Sometimes someone offends you, you want to say certain things, you hold back, because you know what, like even in the Bible it says, from the abundance of the heart the mouth speaketh. It's obvious. So we must, as an individual especially, regardless where we find ourselves, we have to have respect for our fellow humans, regardless of their color, race, country, ethnicity, and so on and so forth. And in that game, Semeya went ahead to score two beautiful goals to put the game at a tie at that point. Though Liverpool went ahead to win that game, but you cannot undermine or underestimate what Samaya did afterwards, the abuse. So the thing is that sometimes when you try to bring someone down, you are kind of enabling them. Some people, they may take it negatively and it affects them negatively so much that they can't do anything. But some people, it's some kind of strength. Imagine if Semenya had an hat-trick and the game ended in 3-2. What are you gonna say? Because I think he was, instead for him to be kind of demoralized, he was fired up. He was fired up, and actually in that game, people really expect Liverpool to win. There's no doubt they won, but not like they ran away with the victory. They won, but the kind of fight back that came was this same individual that was being abused racially. So what am I saying here? I think we need to have our this duty of care of duty for our fellow people around us, regardless of where they come from, regardless of their background, their social background, their ethnicity or race or religion. We have to be tolerant, especially in this beautiful game that brings everybody together. We need to do better as a people. Say no to racism in football. In fact, in everywhere, we have seen it. Some of us have experienced it. Yeah, but the thing is, can we do better as an individual or group? We can do better. The world is a better place when we come together as one and love one another, because you know what? We are interdependent on one another. I can tell you, in England, you can hardly look at any team or football team in England that you don't see people, maybe somebody from Croatia, somebody from Nigeria, somebody from Ghana, somebody from Egypt, somebody from Estonia, somebody from Norway. It's all a combination of the thing. If you are abusing a black person or somebody from a different race in your team, surely you are abusing that same, because surely in the other side you see how people from that same race. So you see the same thing. It's just been like you're a hypocrite. We know in games there's always these problems, but the thing is that we shouldn't take it beyond what is acceptable. We shouldn't. So guys, I leave it here for now, and let us look at ourselves in retrospect and try to examine ourselves as an individual or group. When we go out there, let us be of what? Good behavior.